Hello everyone, Cap here, and welcome back to some more Mechabellum. I participated in another mini tournament on Wednesday. It was 3 matches for me since my first opponent left, so I got a free win, and I will show you all 3 matches in this video. Let's get into it. Starting out with Cost Control, Specialist, and Crawlers and Phoenix. My opponent is Elite Specialist with Sledgehammers and Arc Lights. Deciding to add some arc lights. My opponent doesn't really have chaff yet, but I'm expecting them to get probably crawlers. And I'm saving 100 credits here. That's what I usually do with Cost Control Specialist. Don't want to waste money on sentries yet or something, because I don't know how my opponent is positioned yet. And with additional 100 credits next turn, I can potentially better counter whatever they are doing. Really annoying, Sledgehammer is surviving 1 Phoenix shot because I'm cost control. That's actually pretty bad. Also, my opponent did not add crawlers, because it doesn't necessarily make sense anyways, since they are elite specialists, but I forgot about it, so... Arclight wasn't necessarily the best decision here. Getting my tower just in time before my Phoenix can shoot at the Marksman. Elite Fang, a really good card, but yeah. I don't want to play Fang aggression. So I'm skipping here and I'm getting 2 Stormcallers. My opinion is still that 2 Stormcallers are good in most matches. So I usually get 2 Stormcallers round 2 myself. Not always, also obviously depends on what your opponent is doing. For example, if they are going aggressively or something, I'm not doing it. But in a standard match like this, especially against Marksman, Stormcallers are pretty good. And this time I'm adding 2 sentries, because I know where everything is positioned, so I try to hit the Sledgehammers and Marksman, and I'm actually getting 1 Marksman at least. So on the right side I positioned that correctly. And yeah, with the help of the sentries, this is a complete rollover. Getting him a decent chunk of damage and good XP on my units. If you don't know, units killed by sentries distribute their XP among all units that are alive. So all my units just got XP from the sentry kills. It's not getting lost. That's what I thought in the beginning too, but that's not how it works. And now I'm adding some fangs here, just some chaff to... In the front there, they should take the missiles away from the Stormcallers. So my Stormcallers are protected from sentries, and the one in the middle is coming in a bit delayed, and hopefully tanking some sniper shots. My opponent confident in fangs here. 3 packs of level 2 fangs. Not great against Stormcallers, unless he has the push advantage, unless he can push in quickly. But left and right, Stormcallers did a lot of work. Lost on the right, 1 on the left. Close round. But yeah, Stormcallers doing work. Not the best spot for underground threat because of the arc lights. Elite Fang I don't need. Rhino. Rhino could be decent. I'm actually taking underground threat just for additional chaff. I'm putting them on my side. My opponent might also use underground threat in a corner or something. And adding one more Stormcaller in the middle for the middle fangs there. And I got range on Phoenixes because I need the range against Marksman. Because Marksmen have a higher base range than Phoenixes. And there's a sentry, but my fangs are tanking it. My Stormcallers don't all die. One still died, but that's okay. My opponent went for the Rhino drop, doing it defensively in their back there, trying to protect against a drop by me. Cost-controlled Phoenixes really having issues taking down the Sledgehammers quickly enough. Especially leveled Sledgehammers. That's why I lost on the right. Also one less pack of chaff there because of the sentry taking down the fangs. But I still have quite a lot of units left, so hopefully this should be enough. Yep. Subsidized Mustang, a good card. Supply Specialist, round 5 is a bit late. Amplifying Core and Photon Coating I don't really need. And I'm skipping here. Even Mustangs. Mustangs not great here against the tanks, against the Sledgehammers. And also some arc lights there as well. So I'm just going to focus on continue building what I'm already building. And I'm getting more fangs here. Putting them on the side, come in delayed. So they are like a second line of chaff. They will eventually, hopefully, tank sniper shots for my Phoenixes. Basically, to cover for my Phoenixes, rather. By the way, if you haven't noticed, this is my kind of standard setup that I like to go for, especially against Sledgehammers and Marksmen, because I have good experiences with it. My opponent added a Vulcan there on the left. Kind of scary since I'm cost control. I'm not sure if I have the damage to deal with it. Vulcan getting stuck on the shield though for quite a while. Vulcan's not great versus bubbles. And now everything is dead except the Vulcan and everything can focus. And anyways, on the right side I already got through. So this is fine. Won pretty hard actually. A lot of damage. Again, Elite Fang offered. So we've seen it so many times now. One more pack of Fangs in the front there to shield for my Stormcallers in the middle. And I'm giving the Fangs shield. So they can tank some shots. Not great against the Vulcan, but good against everything else. Making sure to level my Phoenixes. Because I really need the damage. I need it against Sledgehammers and now also against the Vulcans. Maybe there will be another one on the right side now. We will see. Adding another Phoenix and I'm getting the temporary range buff. I'm expecting this to potentially be the last round. And the extra range really helps. against the Marksman. And just one more pack of Fangs there. Shielded Fangs coming in very late. So let's see how this turns out. I basically have 3 lines of Fangs now in the front, then in the middle, and now started 1 pack in the back. Coming in all at different times and hopefully tanking some shots. My opponent went for an anti-missile device on the left, trying to negate my Stormcallers there. And it's doing a decent work. Not a ton of damage coming in anymore against the Vulcan. And there are Mustangs on the left now too, distracting my Phoenixes and also damaging my Phoenixes. However, on the right there was no missile or anti-missile device, and I'm just getting through there. There was also no Vulcan, so the right side was much weaker now. Anti-missile device still shooting, even though this game is over. GG. Let's get into the semi-final. Here we go. I'm starting with Marksman Specialist with Marksman and Sledgehammers. I really like this start. It's just going Sledgehammers and Marksman. I really enjoy from time to time. My opponent is Area Specialist with Sledgehammers and Fangs. Sledgehammers and Marksman, also a very good solid combo. Yesterday I lost like 4 matches out of 10 or 11 or something, and all matches were with Marksman, and I think except for one, all were also with Sledgehammers on my opponent's side. So yeah, a lot of Marksman, Sledgehammer, or Marksman and Vulcan at the moment, it seems like. Marksman just really strong in general. Maybe even stronger now after the patch, I don't know. More damage again, so they can 2-shot steel boards and all that. But anyways, here we go. My opponent added some Marksman. So they are also basically playing Sledgehammer and Marksman now, with Fangs in the front. And I instead have Brawlers behind the towers to trickle in a bit. Tanks finally all down, I think. Snipers shooting the Sledgehammers. And yeah, I just had more snipers. The Fangs went down pretty quickly because they are clumped up, and my Sledgehammers, or Sledgehammers in general, have small AoE damage, so they take out Fangs pretty quickly. And then my Marksmen were just more than my opponents. And I'm picking up Rhino drop here. My opponent's flank really open at the moment. This, by the way, I said I usually skip round 2 to buy two level or 2 tier 2 units. So for example Mustangs or Stormcallers or something. But in this case, I think I'm in a good spot. I don't really need any tier 2 unit at the moment. I could have gone for some Stormcallers, I guess, because of the Fangs and all that. But yeah, I don't think I needed it. I'd rather pressure here and make sure I kill all my opponent's units and win the round and get XP. Because XP is also really important with Sledgehammers and Marksman. And here we go, my Rhino walking in, uncontested. Going to take out the tower. But I feel like even without the Rhino, by the way, the fight was already looking good. My opponent added some more Marksman. But my opponent's chaff clear is not as good as my chaff clear because, or rather my chaff is better than my opponent's chaff because my crawlers trickle in and distract for quite a while. while their Fangs are just clumped up and die to my Sledgehammers pretty quickly. Couple of good items here. So intensive training can be really good on Sledgehammers in particular. Smoke Bomb could just win me 2 rounds for free basically. Subsidized Stormcaller, just value, and again, Stormcallers are good here. I could have bought Stormcallers last turn, so I'm just doing it now. Going for 3 Stormcallers all across the board. And deciding to shield here because of the smoke bomb that was offered. I don't want smoke on top of my Marksman. There we go. My opponent also added crawlers now, so they understood that that was the difference the last turns. My crawlers just too good, so they also got crawlers. And yeah, my chaff is now dead quicker than my opponent's chaff. However, I do have shields and I do have Stormcallers, and that gives me the advantage here. My opponent only level 1 Marksman and also level 1 Sledgehammers. That's not enough damage to get through my shields. And they both live actually, so big value by the barriers here. Again, intensive training and lightning storm though. And my opponent hasn't shielded yet, so maybe they don't like shields. I could have smoke bombed last turn and it would have landed. So I'm just picking up lightning storm here. And I'm guessing they might not shield or barrier once again. I'm playing this kind of aggressively, by the way, this match. Picking the actives and all that. It seems like I can close this one out pretty quickly, potentially. So that's why I'm doing this. Also, I'm ahead on the board, so I don't really need to react to anything, so I can invest extra money into something like this. Upgraded my units and just getting some additional chaff. Fangs in the middle to potentially block a sentry. Putting a second pack of crawlers behind the tower vertically. And even putting down another sentry on the left. So yeah, I'm trying to basically win this round. I'm not sure if it's possible, if I have enough damage. Here we go, that miss that sentry was so good on the left. And the lightning storm also landing. My opponent didn't shield, so I got so much value out of the lightning storm and out of the one sentry there on the left. Basically already everything dead. I'm not sure how much damage I have on the board, but it is a lot. I'm not sure if really anything died on my side. And GG. That was a round 4 victory. Let's get into the final match. And here we go. The final of the mini tournament on Wednesday. Would pick cost control again with Fangs, and I am actually. Fangs and Sledgehammers, cost control. My opponent has Stormcallers though, which is really bad for me. Cost controlled Sledgehammers and Fangs into Stormcallers is absolutely terrible. Yeah, and I'm considering going aggressive here, building my board a bit more forward, so I can get quicker to the opponent's Stormcallers. However, I never play aggressive, and I'm thinking, okay, should I really do this? Should I try something that I'm really never doing in a tournament final? And I'm backing off. I should have probably just done it, but I didn't want to throw basically because I don't know what I'm doing because I never do it. Adding some crawlers, putting them on the outside, left and right. Oftentimes a good position against Stormcallers. The fangs there slightly off compared to the sledgehammers, so they can tank the shots and sledgehammers won't get hit. And here we go. My opponent, by the way, put aggressive Stormcallers on the left. They were trying to snipe my tower, I guess. That's a potential strategy with Stormcallers. You put them at the front line in front of one of the towers and they shoot at the tower immediately and then take out the tower immediately. So the opponent then has the tower debuffed right away. But yeah, not working this time. Pretty close round here. Couple of crawlers coming in though, and enough crawlers to overwhelm the Stormcallers and that one Marksman. Wasp Swarm could be really good here, could be a free round kind of. Or, well, my opponent could also pick Wasp Swarm. Could also be a free round for them. I'm picking Wasp Swarm, putting it in one of the flanks. And I'm adding Mustangs. Mainly because of the Wasp Swarm offered. I don't want to lose to Wasps. And also, depends what my opponent is doing. If they go for more Stormcallers, I could get the missile intercept on Mustangs as well. My opponent's shielding, unfortunately, so my sentry there is not going to do much. They sold that one pack of Stormcallers in the front, obviously, and they also did the Wasp drop, but I had Mustangs, so I defended and my opponent did not defend here. My Wasps coming in, taking out the tower. And tower debuff, really good here. Even Mustangs can take out, even cost controlled Mustangs can take out Sledgehammers when they are tower debuffed. And here we go. No, there are crawlers under the shield taking out the Stormcallers. No! That's so annoying when you want to kill a shield or a barrier and there are crawlers taking out that last unit under that barrier. Getting subsidized Mustangs now, considering it, but I already have two, so I'm not sure. Mass-produced Rhino would also be okay, but mass-produced cards with cost control are usually pretty crap, because they are so weak that they basically don't get anything done. However, because I'm having fun, I'm picking cost-controlled rhinos. It's not necessarily a good choice or worth, but I'm still doing it. And I'm putting two rhinos in the flanks. They could take out the crawlers and then go to the tower. And also, just in general, they pull the crawlers away, so my opponent will not have the chaff that they usually have to support their army. And I'm also getting some crawlers behind the tower. And I'm putting down one anti-missile device. And getting the extra health. My opponent went for level 2 Mustangs, it seems like. So that's not good. My plan with the rhinos didn't really work. Well, it still pulled away a lot of their army, so I guess that was good. So the Sledgehammers and the Marksmen are exposed now. It was actually still worth, I guess. But definitely no chance the Rhinos can get to the tower. And yeah, my Mustangs stuck on the barrier. So, well, everything stuck on the barrier, so the Mustangs can just clean up. Not great. My opponent went for the subsidized Mustangs, by the way. Picking up deployment module, just so I can move the Rhino away, or one of the Rhinos, and put it with my army. And I'm selling the other one actually. I don't want to feed my opponent free XP, especially the Mustangs. It was still good pulling them away, but at the same time, yeah, giving Mustangs free XP is kind of scary. Level 3 Mustangs, and then they give them upgrades. They just melt all my army because I'm cost control and my army does not have any HP. Leveling the Sledgehammers here so they don't die as quickly. I need their health to support my army. They need to block for a little bit because I added Stormcallers, and if the opponent's army gets stuck a little bit on my Sledgehammers, then the Stormcallers can do some damage. And yeah, Stormcallers did a lot here. And by the way, my opponent got the AP upgrade on the Mustangs, so they deal even more damage. Putting down some barriers and repositioning my Rhino. Not that it matters that much, but why not? Let my opponent keep guessing where that massive level 1 cost controlled mass-produced Rhino is going to come in next. I'm still not sure what I want to add here. Putting down another barrier, and I got the health upgrade as well. And put down a sentry on the left. And I'm getting fire on the Stormcallers. So I think the biggest threat at the moment might be the Mustangs with armor piercing upgrade. So with fire on the ground, it could be really good. Also, I really like against Mustangs when they get upgrades, for example range or armor piercing, to then go for Stormcallers and Stormcallers with fire even. Because they might go for the anti-missile tech on the Mustangs, and that invalidates the other upgrades basically, because they shoot missiles and they don't shoot opponent's units. And my opponent went for one anti-missile device on the left. It helps, but it's not enough to take down 2 Stormcallers. And yeah, on the right also Stormcallers and fire just melting everything. And finally I'm getting a barrier on the right, I think. Yes, I was alive for so long. I'm losing on the left actually. Oh right, the tanks, the Sledgehammers do have field repair. So the fire and the Stormcallers in general are not ideal anymore against the Sledgehammers. And my Sledgehammer stuck on the shield. Will they get it down? Yes. Okay. Second barrier going down, and hero Sledgehammer even taking down that missile interceptor. And the time actually ran out, so we both took damage from the remaining Sledgehammers. And yeah, my opponent tagged the Mustangs even more. They also have range now. So they really need to use interceptors now on my to counter my Stormcallers. And I am getting fortresses. Since my opponent has the field repair on the Sledgehammers and they are leveling, so they are level 3 now, next turn. I really need good damage for Sledgehammers here, so that is why I'm going for the fortresses. And 3 barriers kind of, also really good, with the barrier upgrade on the fortress. Protect the rest of my army. My opponent does not have the very best damage against barriers, so barriers are also really good here. War Swarm coming down again. My opponent, since my opponent has Mustangs, so I'm putting it defensively to come in with the rest of my army. Otherwise, it would just die to the Mustangs. Putting down another sentry. Here's some damage to the Sledgehammers maybe, but there are more crawlers to distract my Stormcallers. And here we go. Let's see if my fortresses are good enough. Fire coming down. My opponent actually did not went for more missile interceptors. Probably didn't have the money. And fortress damage really helping with the Sledgehammers. Actually taking 2 shots for 1 level 3 Sledgehammer, but that's fine. Still good damage. Sledgehammers level 3 would not die without the fortress's help. And yeah. Just a couple of Mustangs left. Didn't block the Stormcaller fire. And everything small died, and what was left were the Sledgehammers level 3, and they died to my fortresses. GG. This was a quick tournament, and defending my title. This was, again, by the way, the mini tournament European, just like last week. So I'm trying to play it every week when I can, when I get the chance. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.